Spiritual Teaching 218. Love each other. 1. Blessed people, you come to meet this Master who incessantly calls you to the congregation, to feed yourselves with his love and strengthen you in times of trial. You have been abandoning everything to hear me. Parents leave their children, the mother to the little one in the cradle, eager to receive comfort for herself and her loved ones. Youth moving away from earthly pleasures. The elderly forgetting the weight of their trials and all leaving behind what is human misery, illnesses, anxieties, to come before my presence and say to me, Master, we have prayed early and raised our spirit, and Elijah, our shepherd, has prepared us to hear the divine word. Welcome us. 2. You gather together under the shadow of this tree, which has spread its branches to the ends of this nation chosen by me. And you hear under its multiple branches the same word, the same essence, the same fruit that for so long I have delivered. 3. With all of you I have formed a people that is the firstborn among all the peoples of the earth, chosen in all times, but not the only one in my love, because I love and have loved the peoples of the world at all times. But this, my chosen one, he has loved me in a singular way and has made himself worthy of my pleasure. But those favors that I have granted him have not been only for him. This people has taken everything for itself and has become the rich miser and has said, I am the most loved, the chosen one, superior to the others, the closest to the Spirit of the Lord. The rest must bow down to me, because the Father has poured out his law, his pleasures on me. And I tell you, do not puff up. I have been pleased to donate to you in the 3 years. Through 3 long ages I have poured out on your spirit in the different bodies that you have had, so that you would imitate me and participate in my gifts. And full of love towards your brothers, you would be like a tree whose shade and fruit are for all walkers. 4. And now in this era, enlightened by my Spirit, you are understanding what I gave you in the early days, what Christ taught you in the second era. And I say to you, do not go back to being like rich misers. Be like this Master who surrender your disciples out of love. And when presenting yourselves to other peoples, do not feel superior or say that only you possess the 3 testaments and that you own them, that you have possessed the Ark of the Covenant, the tabernacle and symbols. No, people, I want you to tell your brothers of different races that you can all become the chosen people of the Lord, of that blessed family, because all of you have sprouted from a single Spirit, from a single Father. 5. Then you will have understood your mission, and you can be the salvation of the world. You will no longer allow it to be the Father who comes to materialize, to be understood by the children who do not know how to rise spiritually. And you will tell me in your prayer from spirit to spirit, Father, remain in your seat. You have already descended for a long time. You have suffered for our materialization in sin. Still in the 3rd era you have had to speak to us in 1,000 ways to teach us, and you have already poured out your strength and your virtues among this people, who are your disciple. Leave us responsible for humanity. 8. Collect the 3 testaments, and do not adulterate or mystify my word. It is the inheritance that I leave to humanity. The light of my Spirit illuminates you and your spirit. You know who you are. You remember your past, and you know why I have come in this time, and you can understand my teaching. 9. Only in this way will you know the purity and perfection of my work given in the 3 years, which is not about religions and human ideas. It is the way, the life, the beginning, and the end of every spirit, which contains the book of my wisdom. 10. Why don't the sects and religions recognize me and show so much misunderstanding? You who hear me, do not judge anyone. I will judge, as it is written, all nations and all religions. 11. If you comply with humility, the world will believe you. That world tired of words and rituals needs examples. You, Israel, who in all times have received the pure seed, whom can you imitate? What religion of those who have sprouted? Have they watched over the fulfillment of all my precepts? None. But I can tell you, if in them you find jealous men, imitate them. If you find love, imitate his love. If you see in them respect for the Lord, also imitate them, so that you know how to appreciate virtue and give each one what is due in justice. But the imperfect, the reprehensible, never imitate it. If you do not know what is right and what is reprehensible, pray, hear my word, and let your conscience advise you. 12. The cry of humanity reaches my spirit. The anguish of childhood, youth, men and women of mature and old age, rises. It is the voice that cries out for justice. It is an invocation of peace, of mercy that the Spirit gives, because the seed of love in this world has been lost. And do you know where love is? At the most deep within the human heart, so deep that it cannot be discovered, because hatred, ambitions, science and vanity have drowned the seed, and there is no spirituality, no mercy. The chalice of bitterness is filling, and the world drinks it. 13. And you people, contemplate in peace from the boat the storm that has been unleashed, full of confidence in the Father. While those nations involved in wars blaspheme against my Spirit, some, and others practice imperfect worship, you are glorifying me. But you will all wake up in this time of trials, and you will come to unify yourselves by love and spiritual knowledge. 14. Disciples, I receive you and am ready to forgive you. I want to feel loved by you, and I also hope you live in harmony with each other. May the absent son return to my lap. And if he has distanced himself from me due to misunderstanding or ignorance, do not be afraid of reproach for your behavior. I want to caress your spirit and return what it has lost, its peace, your joy and hope. It is my wish that you take its sweetness from this life, that you know how to receive its troubles, that you live meekly and patiently. May you work for your elevation. Who can take me away from you? Or what power is there that prevents me from loving you and protecting you? 15. On the other hand, you do know how to distance yourself from your father and imitate the prodigal son. And only when the pain hurts your heart, remember that there is a Father who loves you and is ready to help you, to free you from all dangers that lie in wait for you. 16. I have always inspired in you trust so that you see in me as a loving father, a loyal friend, a confidant. 17. Remember the parable of the prodigal son, you who carry the weight of a great fault, and think that above all I am love and forgiveness. You must take into account that you are destined to reach my breast perfected, free of errors, clean. What if today you are within that opportunity to model your heart and do great spiritual works? You must take advantage of these times and shorten the days of your exile. 18. If you already have the experience of the past ages and you know that the law of restitution exists, why do you fall back on yesterday's mistakes instead of taking a big step forward on your path? 19. Look at humanity restoring its faults and washing its stains, subject to major transformations in order to purify and restore all that has sullied. 20. My word is true. You have seen much of my prophecies fulfilled before your unbelief. Many others are to be seen, and of this you will bear witness. My trial is open as I announced for these times. 21. Chaos engulfs the nations. While a few watch and know the reason for their hardships, many sleep, and they are content to live without making an effort to know the cause of all these trials. You do know why. You have read in the book of wisdom, and my word has prepared you. Nothing can surprise you. But you are still small to give the voice of alert to humanity. You have not yet strengthened, and your steps are hesitant. You have heard my word, and you cannot understand it. Or when you have understood it, you do not take to practice it. You divide yourselves knowing that you are the same people. and the positions that I have given you feel that they weigh on you as an unbearable burden. I ask you, why have you not reached the bottom of this teaching if I have illuminated you with the light of truth? Why are you not strong if I have fed you with this bread of eternal life, of which one crumb is enough to give life to the hungry? It is that you have become familiar with my word and have taken it without taking advantage of it. Look, while you are fed up with it, there are many hungry who yearn to take it to feed themselves. 26. I surprised you like those fishermen of the second era, whom I found devoted to their tasks and duties, telling them, "Follow me, from now on you will be fishers of men." I granted them the virtue of healing the sick. I gave them the gift of the word. I enlightened them with my revelations and taught them to liberate the possessed. And already prepared and comforted, I pointed out the roads and offered them the regions, so that they could put into practice my doctrine of redemption. 27. In this time you have not been 12 chosen. You are a numerous portion that I have consecrated and taught under the shade of various bushes. You will be the ones who instill courage in humanity, in the great tests that threaten the world. 28. Soon the spirit world will stop communicating, and I want you to develop your gifts so that you do not hesitate. 29. I want you to live alert so that you can listen in intuition or in dreams to the voice of the hereafter, when it tells you, "Get up." And then you will direct your steps to the homes and to the regions where the disease or the fury of the elements have sown desolation. And when you have to go after remote countries, listen to the order of the Father indicating the instant and pointing the way. 30. The sects and religions will come to observe you. They will put your power to the test. There will be those, convinced of your gifts, tempt you by means of money to use you for material ends. Do not forget that all that converts my work into merchandise will lose my grace. 31. I am going to stop speaking to you through human channels because it is written, but I will not abandon you. I will give you the inspiration and I will make you feel my presence. And the tranquility of your consciousness will not let time mark deep traces in your body. 32. Every house of prayer and premises where my doctrine is not practiced with purity, it will disappear, and only those that are a refuge and abode of salvation for the needy. 33. After my departure, the purification will come in this people. It will be at the height of world struggles and strife, after which peace will come and misery will flee. 34. Be strong, because in the time of struggle you will be persecuted and harassed. Work and bread will be denied you. But then I will manifest my mercy and my power in you, because you will not feel hunger. Your face will never be changed, nor will you become needy. Then your spirit will remember the road to the promised land through the desert in the first era. And he will remember that before his thirst the rock was open, to offer him the freshness of its waters. When the burning sun of the desert burned you, the clouds covered you like a blanket. And when hunger and scarcity threatened, manna descended as a message from my love. 35. I warn you of everything, so that tomorrow you will not say that I did not prepare you. 36. I clearly explain my doctrine so that you will not fall into temptation or allow yourselves to be surprised. 37. I want to see you always prepared, so that you are understanding and respectful of my will. If you are the first who have received my teaching and have had in yourselves the proofs that I have descended to communicate with man, you must make an effort to leave a good example to those who come after you. You must know your spiritual origin, your duties, and the missions entrusted to you, so that you can watch over your spirit and know how to keep yourself in virtue. 38. While you have evolved, coming to earth again and again in different reincarnations, you see that my work, it remains unchanging, unchanging through the times that have passed. I always show you the same attributes. I make you feel my Father's love, my unlimited patience, my works that redeem. And despite all these trials, you do not recognize me. It is necessary that you wake up and realize the time that I have given so that you may work out your salvation in Him. The time is coming for you to go to the hereafter, and you have not hurried so that you arrive at the precise moment when I call you, so that you can show me your harvest, and that harvest be of seed cultivated with prayer, your spirit being also in the best disposition of repentance and elevation. 39. Think that if you are part of my spirit, you have life and grace as well as I. You are pure in your principle, and this is how you must come to me on your return. That's why you should fight tirelessly in this time, so that you can return to your original purity and perfection. 40. Have charity for your brothers and for yourselves, since you form one family, one spirit. Above you there are beings who are working for your salvation, crossing space, spreading charity, become your protectors. What would become of you without their help? Already that you have not known how to interpret my will, and you fall into errors every moment. 41. Think of the struggle of your spiritual protectors and help them by making their work less painful, not to sow his path with thistles. Do not ignore his voice that always warns you of danger, his advice that guides your steps, and its light that guides you. Live with them in harmony, and you will be in perfect communion with me. 42. You will not distinguish yourselves from your brothers by insignia or any material sign. Distinguish yourselves by your works, from who will be your own brothers who bear witness. This way you will be able to gain the trust of those around you, and you will make friends from your enemies. 43. Not all of you have awakened, but I will use the preparation of a single heart in each room to awaken others, so that in the hour of the call, in the hour of my justice, all of you give me a single fruit, always the same in the hands of all my peasants, so that I make the call to humanity, and all the peoples of the earth have access in your nation, so that they come and take not only the word that I have written, but also your example. 44. And thus my doctrine will make its way among all the doctrines, because it will win and prevail at last among all the others. 45. Every doctrine that is not confirmed with facts and examples has passed its death sentence. Moreover, all doctrine that is confirmed with facts, that will prevail. My examples, my sacrifice in the second era, they talk a lot. And now I tell you, he who seals his word with his blood and his life is truly setting an example and strength. 46. At this time you will not seal your words with blood or life. The world is not hungry for your life or thirst for your blood. Man thirsts for truth, love, and charity. And when you have prepared and spiritualized, without falling into any fanaticism, when you know how to practice my divine laws and the laws sincerely, as I have taught you, then you will give the world the secret of its salvation, the secret of peace and redemption in all ways. 47. Because my work does not come against science or human institutions. It does not come against marriage or family. It does not come against anything that contains justice and love. 48. If in other times man has stood up as a minister of my divinity against science, certainly I tell you, that minister has not honored me. He has not understood me, nor has he followed me. Because I, being the principle of all spirituality, I am also the principle of all science. And if you have often heard that the Father abhors the human sciences, they are not science in their beginning, but of the end that man has given them. I abhor the bad sciences that have brought humanity to destruction, to the sciences that man has placed at the service of evil, for the destruction of life and beginning. That is the abomination of science before me. But every scientist who has become a benefactor of humanity, although you have not named him a saint, I have him in a select place in the spiritual plane. 49. This is what the Master tells you on this day, so that you do not fall into fanaticism, because in truth you are participating in the fruit of science, because I have inspired men with my light to find the elements of life in its way. If it had not been my will for man to take science to his advantage, I would not have created the elements, nor would I have put in the bowels of the earth or in the spaces all that the man has taken for his advancement and evolution. But I did everything for recreation, benefit and progress of the spirit and flesh too. 50. From the earliest times, I gave the earth to the first inhabitants, telling them, I leave it to you, be careful. It is your treasure, your garden, your abode and your home. Grow and multiply. And that phrase I told you was not only as humans for the multiplication of the species, but also as spirits and as intelligence. For I will multiply you in all ways and in all orders, in spirit and in truth. 51. At this time I come against everything superfluous and unnecessary, everything bad, everything harmful, all bad seed. Through my spiritual doctrine I will fight all those who have put science at the service of evil. I will fight all bad science, until man awakens to my truth. So this doctrine will penetrate, like daylight, in all places and will awaken everyone. So prepare yourselves and recognize your mission, your position and responsibility among men. 52. See what my work teaches you. Look at the horizons that my doctrine and my word open to you, and see how great the spirit and how short the distances are. He who has prayed with love, feeling the pain of his brother, has detached himself. He has transported from here to distant places and has deposited his love, his balm and his caress on those who suffer. 53. For this prayer of my people of Israel, which rises up to me in all places, I bless the universe and give it my light and my paternal caress. Since they do not recreate with my word, I make my essence reach all hearts, that all of them feel me, that they get up in search of my truth, in search of the way, because I am preparing all so that they come to me. My peace be with you.